Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 3 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 3 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter multiplication. The lesson we're going to start with is multiply one digit number by two digit numbers. Let's start with the example. Multiply 32 times 3. So we're going to multiply a one digit number by a two digit number. 32 is a two digit number and 3 is the one digit number. So let's just see how do we multiply. We have to start multiplying digits that is at the first thing we need to do is multiply the 3 and 2, they both are at the 1. So 3 times 2 makes 6. Then you need to multiply the tens. 3 times 3 is 9. So 32 times 3 is 96. The correct option is 96. Let's just start with the test questions. Thirty-two times 3. So that's the one we just did on the tutorial. We always start multiplying digit. So 3 times 2 is 6. Then we need to do multiply tens. 3 times 3 is 9. That is 96. Okay, option number 2 is the correct option. 96 it is. Multiply 20 times 4. So start multiplying the ones. 4 times 0. Any number when multiplies by 0, the answer is always a 0, right? Then you have to multiply the ones digit 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8, so that is 80. So option number 2 is the correct option. 40 times 2 is 80. Multiply 32 times 2. So multiply the ones. 2 times 2 makes 4. Then you have to multiply the tens. 2 times 3 makes 2 times 3 makes 6. So that is 64. The correct option is 64 it is. Option number 1 is the correct option. 11 times 4. So start multiplying the ones. 4 times 1 makes 4 and 4 times 1 makes 4. 44 it is. The correct option is 44. Option number 2 is the correct option. 10 times 5. So which is the correct option? 5 times 0 is 5 and 5 times 1 is 5. Sorry, 5 times 0 is 0. Any number multiplied with 0 always makes a 0. So that is 50. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. 12 times 2. Two times 2. Very good. 24 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. 22 times 2 makes that is 44. Option number 1 is the correct option. Thirteen times 3 makes 69 it is. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to this lesson. Multiply three-digit number word problems. Word problems you can do on your own, right? Three or more numbers. Let's just start with the lesson. So multiplying more than three or more numbers, right? How do we multiply? Whenever we are going to multiply, we all pair. Like we need to do first two number, you can make the pair of either first two or the last two. Like 3 times 3. 3 times 3 makes 9. You are left with another 3. Multiply the product with another 3. So 9 times 3 is, that is 27. 9 times 3 is 27. Let's just start with the test questions. Let's just start with the test questions. 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 3 makes 27. It is option number 2 is the correct option. 4 times 4 times 3 you have to do, right? 4 times 3 is 12. Then you have to do 12 times 2. 5 times 2 is 10, write 0 and carry 1. 5 times 1 is 5 and 1 6, so that is 60. Very good. The correct option is 60. Option number 1 is the correct option. One times 2 times 5. One times 2 is 2 and 2 times 5 is 10. Very good. Option number 1 is the correct option. Four times 3 is 12. That is 48. How 45? 4 times 3 is 12. You can multiply 12 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8 and 4 times 1 is 4, isn't it? 48 it is. 48, option number 1 is the correct option. 4 times 1 is 4 and 5 times 4 is 28 is option number 2 is the correct option. 5 times 2 is 10 and 10 times 5 makes, yes, 50 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. 5 times 3 is very good. 15 it is. 3 times 1. That is 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. 16 it is, very good. 4 times 2 is 8 and 8 is 16. 4 times 4 is 16. It is option number 2 is the correct option. 2 times 1 times 2. 4 it is option number 1 is the correct option. Fif 5 times 3 is 15 and 15 times 2 is 30. It is option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me move on to next lesson. Multiply 3 or more numbers word problems. You have to do on your own. Let's just start with the lesson that is combinations. Sydney is deciding what to order at the ice cream shop. She can chocolate cone, plain cone, waffle cone, sugar cone, or dish. And she can have vanilla, mint, or cookie dough ice cream. How many different combinations can Sydney order? So she can have one, two, three, four, and five choices for the cone, right? And one, two, three choices for the flavors. So five choices, there are five cone choices and three flavor choices. So you need to find a total combination. So you need to multiply the 5 times 3 we have to do. So 5 times 3 is 15. So the total combinations are 15. Let's just start with the test questions. Sydney is deciding what to order at the ice cream shop. She can choose a chocolate cone, plain cone, waffle cone, sugar cone, or dish, and she can have vanilla, mint, or cookie dough ice cream. How many different combinations can Sydney order? So he have five choices for the cone and three choices for the flavor. So you have to do 5 times 3. That is 15. Option number 1 is the correct option. Let's just start with the next. Let's move on to the next one. Mika is picking her class schedule for next year. She gets to pick one elective subject and one language subject. The elective subjects are business and drama. The languages are Chinese, Spanish, Latin, Greek, and Russian. So that means for the elective, she have two choices, and for the language, she have one, two, three, four, and five choices. So 2 times 5 makes. That is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Lisa and her friend are ordering a pizza to share. They want one vegetable topping and one meat topping. The vegetable toppings are green peppers, mushrooms, broccoli, spinach, and onion. So 5 choices for the vegetable topping, and for the meat toppings are pepperoni, ham, sausages, and chicken. So 4 choices for the toppings. So which is the correct option? 20 it is. Option number 2 is the correct option. Lila is deciding to what to wear to school. She has a green shirt, a yellow shirt, a red shirt, and a purple shirt. So one, two, three, four colors of shirt she have. She has blue, black, and white pants, and three choices for the pants. If she can wear any color shirt with any pair of pants, how many different combinations can Lila pick? So which is the correct option? Very good. Option number 2 it is 4 times 3 makes 12. Harold is picking his activities for this year. He wants to play one sport and join one club. The sport can play are field hockey and golf. So two choices for the games like sports, the club is considering are the drama club, the science club, and the math club, and three choices for the clubs. So, how many different combinations of activities can Harold pick? Yes, that is option number one, six it is. Lina is picking out her clothes for school. She can wear a polo shirt, sweatshirt, or sweater as a top. For pants, she has khakis and jeans. Assuming all the clothes go together, how many different combinations can Lina pick? So, which is the correct option? Polo, sweat, and sweater 3 and 2, 6 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. Lina is planning her day. This morning, she can get a haircut or clean the gutters. For lunch, she can have a burrito, tacos, soup, a salad, or pizza. Given these choices, how many different combinations does Lina have to choose from? That is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Vicky wants to get a sandwich from the deli for lunch. She can pick a chicken salad or ham sandwich. The bread choices are sourdough, rye, or white. How many different combinations can Vicky pick from? 2 times 3 is 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Jackson is ordering a salad for lunch. She can choose one for of tofu, chicken, bean, ham, or hard-boiled eggs to have on the salad. He can also pick one vegetable topping. The vegetable choices are sprouts, broccoli, cucumber, pepper, or beets. How many different combinations can Jackson create? 5 times 5 is 25. Option number 2 is the correct option. 'Jane drove to the mountains this morning and is planning for day and evening. This afternoon she can sled, ice skate, or make a snowman. For dinner she can have hamburgers, spaghetti, soup, stew, or chicken. Given these choices, how many different combinations does Gina have to choose from? So, which is the correct option? Yes, very good. That is 15. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So, we were working on grade 3 math chapter. We were working application. The lesson we have covered today are multiply a two-digit number and a one-digit number. Then multiply three or more numbers. The word problems you have to on your own. The one we just finished is combinations. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat available there to help you. Or you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions if you have any. So any questions you can please ask if you have any. Any questions? No questions?